welcome to Margaritas with Marcy. I'm Marcy, and this is my margarita. Happy New Year! I hope you had a good Christmas and New Year. I know it's been a while since I've posted, but I've been away for the last month. I spent all of December toiling away in Las Vegas, where I work as an Uber driver. Hopefully this is the last time I will have to go do that. Really don't like going to the States anymore. You know, I was on day 2 of driving for Uber. I was right by the airport, headed to the airport to pick someone up. All of a sudden traffic came to a screeching halt. There were helicopters and SWAT teams and sirens everywhere. Well, turns out there was a mass shooting at the University of Las Vegas, UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, right next to me. Professor opened fire, shot 3 other faculty members. You know, it's just such an everyday occurrence in the United States, and people ask if Mexico is dangerous, but really that kind of stuff, random stuff like that, just doesn't happen here. I want to get back to Loreto so bad, so I am glad to be here, glad to be back with you. So on today's vlog, I'm going to interview the founder of an amazing organization called Soft Paws Cat Sanctuary, Loreto, BCS, Mexico. There is another Soft Paws in the States, so we always say the whole thing. Her name is Alexandria Yenzer, and she came down here from Texas with their husband and small child. They are younger, they're not retirees or snowbirds. They own a house here. They are part of the community. But Alex really saw a need, and she loved cats, and so she started this sanctuary. So today I'm going to take you on a little field trip, and we'll talk to Alexandria, hear her story, and then she's going to give us a tour around the cat sanctuary itself with her partner in crime, the partner in the cat sanctuary anyway, Michelle Bigler, who the two of them, they are like this, and they're 2 amazing ladies, some of my best friends here, some of the first people I met. I love them dearly, and so let's go take a look at what they have to say and do there. Okay, we're here this morning at the home of Alexandria Yenzer with us. Hello. And owner and founder of Soft Paws Cat Sanctuary in Loreto. And who have you got there, Alex?
I got Peanut Butter.
Tell us about Peanut Butter.
Peanut Butter came to me when he was a newborn. There was 3 kittens that came to me, and they were all they were really sick. And turns out he was one of the sickest of them all. And he's doing much better, but he's had some surgery to try and correct his internal organ problem. The issue is his internal organs and his male parts are all deformed.
Aww.
So it's gonna take a special person to adopt Mr. Peanut Butter on Peony.
All right. So tell me how you got this sanctuary started. Where did the idea come from?
We moved here. I knew I was going to get more cats when we moved here. And
how many did you move here with?
5. So we came down with 5 cats, all in harnesses and leashes, and you know. Of course, then I met Michelle Bigler, and she knew the vet Dacier, and so she brought me over to introduce me to her, and because I wanted to do some volunteering. And she had 5 kittens in a chicken coop, and they were pooping and peeing on the in the dirt. But she had no money, she had no facilities for these cats, and so I took over and I said, I'll be glad to help. So I got litter boxes in there, and real litter, cleaned it up. And then it was about a week later, someone dumped some kittens in the trash, newborn kittens. And they bring them to Dacia. and I happened to be there. And so I said, well, I'll go ahead and see if I can take care of the kittens.
Seems like you were really in the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it just started from the chicken coop. We got a bigger enclosure that was donated from a local lady, Denise, and she had it built, and it was much better than the chicken coop.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just started escalating. More kittens, more kittens, more kittens, and the more people found out about me, the more they dumped the cats off.
So was there any resource for cats and kittens here before?
No.
Just us, yeah.
There was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these kittens ended up dying in the trash or being thrown into the ocean or into the desert.
Yeah, off the bridge, wherever they could get rid of them.
Yeah. In the middle of the road, hoping somebody that would, people would hope that they were just run over. They wouldn't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because there was such an overpopulation of cats. They were everywhere. We trapped. When we first moved here, we trapped and we neutered, and I can't tell you how many males.
Yeah.
Just it was draining my budget.
So this was all out of pocket.
All out of pocket.
Time. Okay.
Yeah.
And when was that? That was in 2022. Let's see, we're
2024
now.
2021.
21. Okay.
Yeah, I was doing it for about 6 months by myself and found myself drained of my savings.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was taking care of so many cats. And
what time of year was that?
It was closer to winter, so they were eating a lot. It was in October, yeah, and so they eat a lot of food. And then I had to buy all the blankets, stuff to keep them.
Everything to get started for the sanctuary.
Everything.
Kitty litter.
Yeah, kitty litter. And then I met about 6 months after I started. I met Dawn, and Dawn met me at the bodega, which is the Walmart here.
Uh-huh.
And I was down to my last maybe 20 pesos, and I didn't know how I was going to pay for the rest of my litter.
Yeah.
But because my cart was full of litter, and I had to have it. And she's like, "Are you the cat lady?" I said, "Well, how'd you guess that?" And then that's how Dawn started volunteering her time, which prompted me to start the Soft Paws Facebook page and start asking for help.
So when did you actually form Soft Paws? When did you come up with the name? And
April of 2021.
Okay.
Yep.
So then after Dawn came on board, it really kind of gelled together?
Yeah. Yeah, and then, Michelle became my coordinator. I realized I couldn't do it all by myself.
Yeah.
Because then when I finally asked for help, I had 30. I was at 30 cats then, and I knew I couldn't do it by myself.
Yeah. Alex also has a young son to take care of, and a husband who was just washing windows. He's amazing.
He is. My husband's my rock, and it's our anniversary today.
Oh, happy anniversary!
Thank you.
How many years?
26. But Jason's done all the work on the shelter. All of it. He's amazing.
Okay, so who's this guy?
This gal is Mama Siamese. And she came to me with 4 kittens, and she had been attacked by a pit bull.
Mm.
And unfortunately, the kittens did not survive.
Oh.
We tried and tried and tried, but they didn't make it. They were too sick. They were skin and bones, and they were too far gone. And one by one, they all.
It must be heartbreaking for you.
That is the hardest part of all of it.
Yeah.
But she's made a full recovery. She still has issues with her jaw, and she does not like dogs at all.
Yeah, understandable.
And that really makes it hard to adopt her out because a lot of people have dogs, especially around here. And even in the U.S., people have, dogs and cats.
Yeah.
She just, she's definitely afraid of dogs.
Mm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but she's a good girl. You know, she's made a full recovery, and no more babies for you, huh? Big old Billy.
So you have all the cats spayed and neutered.
Every
right?
one of them, and they all have full vaccinations.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how many cats do you have here in the house?
17.
17. Okay. Are 5 of those are your original ones, or is that?
And 4 of them are my originals.
Okay.
Yeah, we had one that passed away.
Okay.
But she was very old, so.
So we're gonna go down to the shelter in a few minutes here. But how many cats do you have in the shelter?
There's 42.
42.
42.
Okay. So do the math for me altogether. How many Soft Paws cats are there?
I don't know. I just know how many shared owners. 79, 59.
59. Okay. Okay. So tell me about how much it costs every month.
Oh.
How much do you know how much you spend in food every month?
I do. I have it written down in the house. We figured it's for food and litter alone, just food and litter. It's $550 a month.
$550. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have the
And
vet
that's-
bills. And
Yeah, and then we have vet, gas, laundry, cleaning supplies, first aid supplies. Just everything you need
to run a sanctuary. Yeah.
It gets cleaned. It gets disinfected every few days, and it takes a lot of disinfectant, a lot of Clorox, and
Yeah.
but if we don't, then it gets nasty. Cats get sick,
Yeah.
and we can't have that.
Yeah. So do you know how much you spend a month overall? I suppose it varies somewhat, but
Yeah, it varies, especially in the winter months, and it varies if we get sick cats in.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do get bacterial infections that come in from the roof. When it rains is when bacterial infections show up.
Oh.
And then on people's feet, walking back and forth into the shelter, and then we do get ringworm, which costs a whole lot to treat.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot to treat.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it does, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
And we
And
get
it's ongoing. It's not a one-time thing.
no, and it's very contagious. It's very treatable, but it's very expensive and it's very contagious.
Yeah.
And then we get worms from the flies that come in. It's an open air area.
Yeah.
And cockroaches, they carry the worms that look. Oh, so Flop. Sir flops a lot. This is Wookie. Oh, poor Wook. He's very abused.
Yeah, I can tell you're pretty mean to your cats. Look at him.
Oh,
how? Tell me his story.
Okay, so Wookie was brought to us by a lady over in the Infonavit section of Loreto, and she trapped their mother. Her mother's name is River, and she was skin and bones, and she was about 4 months old.
Aww.
So she was way too young to be having kittens. And then she had 3 kittens. And he is the only one left. And River actually went to Boston.
Oh.
So his mom is in Boston. His sister and brother are adopted out locally. And Wookie was going to be adopted, but they developed an allergy.
Oh. Yeah.
So, what do you think, Wook? And he was super, super sick.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a good boy. And I always babied him a little bit more than I guess the others because he was just got such a great personality.
So how many kittens have you bottle fed, like raised from tiny?
Over 100.
Over 100.
Uh-huh.
Wow. And you have incubators, isolates. Do you call them incubators or isolates?
Yeah, I call them incubators. I had an incubator out. I don't know. I have 2 incubators.
Mm-hmm.
Because at one point in time we had 2 incubators going.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
What's the point of the incubators?
It regulates their body temperature because until they're about 3 weeks old, they can't regulate their own body temperature. And, I was keeping them in my shirt all the time. And, I got to do stuff. And then I was.
You can only fit so many in there, too.
And the reason for 2 incubators, because I was feeding 15 babies at once.
Wow.
It was just an explosion of kittens last year.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
and how often do you have to feed them?
Those I had to feed every 30 minutes. So
Wow.
you times it by 15, and I was feeding just constantly.
Pretty much constantly.
So I looked like hell for about 2 weeks.
I think people also don't realize that when you have a tiny kitten who can't eat on their own, they also can't poop on their own.
So you have to be the mother and wipe that off and then give them a bath. And yeah. So we took, there's a local brewery here that we frequent. And,
you can name it. That's okay.
El Zopalote. I love you guys. And they let me bring the cats in. I bring the whole incubator and plug it in, and feed kittens while we were there. And it also gave me time to socialize the cats. You met me there a couple times with the cats.
Yeah.
And socialize the cats and, get them used to being out with other people. And it gave me a break from being stuck in the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really important. So that sounds really intense, taking care of that many kittens all the time. I mean, your cat's 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do for self-care? How do you keep from burning out, which is a huge problem with caregivers?
Yeah, I have a great support team. My husband's actually helped nurse the babies, bottle feed the babies. Michelle Bigler has been my rock. She's taken over a couple times when I've burned out,
mm-hmm.
And I took a couple of weeks off, and she took over, feeding the babies and the shelter. She takes care of all that. She'd go shopping and all that stuff
mm-hmm.
because I just burned out.
Yeah.
It was I was so emotionally drained that I couldn't even cry anymore. Yeah. I was like,
just like nothing left.
There's nothing, and exhausted.
Yeah.
Just exhausted.
When you started this, did you envision it coming to that point, or was it just kind of one day at a time?
It was one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I'd probably have maybe 15, 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd never dreamed that at my highest point, I was almost at 80. And then, you get people that, why can't you take this cat? And it's your responsibility to take these cats. And, the social media portion of it where, it's just, I can't believe you're not going to take this cat. I can't believe you're going to let it die. And we try to do everything that we can to try to move things around. And even the cats that I'm keeping, I'll try to put them in, a foster until I can take care of somebody else's cat until it gets big enough to adopt out.
Mm-hmm.
So my cats don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I finally put my foot down and says I can't do anymore, there's no more money.
Yeah.
There's no more money to take care of these animals.
So where does all the money come from?
My donors.
So it's completely 100% donations.
100% donated. And I make cookies. And
awesome cookies.
Thank you. And we do fundraisers. I do anything that I can to support Sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of other people that do it as well. I got another lady that makes cookies for me. Michelle makes cookies for me, and they all sell out, and that funds most of the time the food that we need and the litter, like at the moment.
In addition to rescuing cats and getting them adopted, Soft Paws Cat Sanctuary also runs a community spay and neuter program for free, so people can bring in their cats and get them fixed. And so tell me about that program.
So this latest one that we did, we raffled off 4 baskets, of which some of the community businesses included gift certificates and items, and we also included a wine basket and all that good stuff. My sister and my mother donated specialty items for these baskets, but made it extra special for me.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Mom. Thank you, Tammy. And we raffled them off to spay 100 community cats.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to, in the hopes that none of these kittens will show up at my shelter.
Yeah. So you have a list here of what one female cat can produce.
Yes.
So we have one female cat. If she has 6-year lifespan, which is pretty conservative, or is that just average here, you think?
We went a little, probably conservative. They may or may not make it in this environment if they're feral.
It's tough out in the wild here.
Tough here, yeah. A lot of dogs.
So if that cat has 3 litters per year, 4 kittens each litter, and they all live, that's 12 per year, 72 in her lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a clinic that sterilizes 100 females,
mm-hmm.
that saves 7,200 births.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, and that's not even counting if each one of those kittens has kittens.
Right.
So what about male cats?
We sterilize the male cats. We neuter them. I trap actually a lot of cats in the yard. They come in for food
mm-hmm.
because they're hungry. But we trap every single male that we can find and get him neutered and release him, back out there so that he's not,
mm-hmm.
impregnating anyone else.
So are the people bringing male cats in for the sterilization
yes.
program
mm-hmm.
too?
Yeah, we've got about maybe out of those 100 that I've got booked, a quarter are males.
Okay, good.
So 3/4 are females, which is super great that we're going to get all those, cats, 75 females.
Yeah.
Completely taken care of. They'll never have to go through, the hell of being 4 months old and having to have babies.
Now, what kind of people are bringing their cats in? Is it Northern Americans, gringos, or is it locals?
All locals.
Okay, all locals.
All locals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because for one female cat, I mean, the number that a male cat can produce is like
astronomical.
Astronomical, because they can go all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And now on the wall behind you here, I have your wish list.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Yeah. So, first of all is, cat litter. It goes in, it goes right back out. And some of the cats do have, stomach issues. So we go through a lot of cat litter. We go through a massive amount of cleaning products just to keep it clean, like I said. And that's just basic stuff just to keep it functional.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Paper
I said,
towels, Clorox, Fabuloso.
This right here, I do about 3 loads of laundry a day. So the washing machine, we've repaired it a couple of times. We had some donations to repair the washing machine. It's been repaired, and we repair one part and the other part wears out. So it's like, oh my God. Yeah.
So people might think that it's helpful to bring down supplies from the U.S.,
yeah.
But
mm-hmm.
What would you tell people who wanted to bring things down? Is it better to bring things down or just donate money?
If both. Both, because when I have it, I use it. The problem with people coming down, I don't know when they're coming down.
Mm-hmm.
And I need a lot of stuff, now.
And they have to stay on the same kind of food, right?
Yeah, or else they get diarrhea. It upsets their digestive tract,
mm-hmm.
And it doesn't work out real well for the shelter or the volunteers.
Okay,
they have to clean up.
These foods are available here in the bodega or
yes.
other groceries. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go over and take a look at the shelter.
Yes, let's do it.
All right, so we're here at the Cat Sanctuary, which is sort of attached to Dossieri Veterinary.
Yep.
And what's her dog's name?
Her dog's name is Irby. Hi, Irby.
Irby. All right, let's go in and see the cats.
All right.
Okay, here we
Welcome.
are. Inside.
My crew. Hi, baby.
This is the gang here. Who we got? Who's here?
This is Snickers.
Hey, Snickers.
And this is Mocajete, Rocky. He had to have his...
that's our three-legged kitty.
Yep. He had to have his leg amputated.
So tell me about that. What happened?
We think that he was trying to get away from something and got himself caught up in maybe barbed wire that ripped and tore into his arm and broke a lot of bones, and it was just unrepairable. And that fought Tippy. Hi, Simon. Oh, this is Lily.
Lily.
Hey, Clyde.
Okay, glad to see you're doing so good.
Yeah, he's doing great.
And he's staying with Dacia, right? He's not getting adopted.
No, yeah, he lives here right now until he gets bigger. She has a bigger cat. He goes home every night with her. Hey, this is Cinco. There was 5 kittens in the group, and I ran out of names, so he's Cinco, number 5. This is Tippy. This is Fanta. And this is Toothless. He is an original. He is one that I created the shelter for.
Oh.
And no, he's not toothless. He's named after the dragon. So this was all open. It was nothing but dirt. It had dog crates and everything in here. It was crazy. And then first we started in here. Hi, Michelle. So this area right here is where the chicken coop was. Nothing but dirt. The chicken coop was about this wide and about this tall, and a door that I had to climb into. It cut my legs every time. So don't laugh at me.
Bang your head.
Bang my head.
So we pause to introduce Michelle. Pretty much the other half of the Soft Paws duo.
Yes.
Oh, you can tell they're glad to see her. Okay.
So then we had another an enclosure built, and it was twice as big, and that's the one that Denise and her husband had made for us. And then that we outgrew that, and so then we had another one installed over here, and we outgrew that, and that's when I was like, well, okay, so I got some. I'll use my savings, and I'll make this this area right here.
So expanded that out to
expanded that there,
almost to the street. So this was the driveway, basically.
Yeah.
And you bought that from Dacia?
She gave it to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She gave us this area. And
then it was.
And then we had the bad deal with the contractor, so my husband took over and created all of this.
Yeah. And it's got a nice tile floor.
Yeah.
Cleaned, and then this door and
yeah.
So these are the
isolation cages, and we have a little guy in here. I actually trapped him in my yard, but he's so sweet. He wants to stay here. We've named him Taco. Hi, Taco. And he's got a deformed ear, and he's got worms. So he's in isolation until he gets completely better. Yes. Oh, hello, Taco. Hello, Taco.
Hi.
I love you. I love you already. Yes, I do.
And they have a nice air conditioner.
Yep. One of our nice donors had that installed for us.
Nice. Because it gets pretty hot here in the summer.
It gets very hot, and this room is unbearable. Yeah. And we wouldn't have even we wouldn't have enclosed this room if it had been for the air conditioning being installed.
Yeah. That's this lovely girl.
That's Spaz.
Spaz.
And Marble, she's one of our originals. They were extremely abused.
She's so pretty.
When we took over. We also do cat sitting services with Miss Gatia.
Hi, Katia. Look, Dawn. There's your cat. Another
She's
Dawn. We have
good.
JWN and DON. This is DON's cat.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to let Michelle take over for a minute so I can go and talk to the doctor.
Okay. All right. So this is Michelle Bigler, who's the, what's your official title here?
Sanctuary coordinator.
Sanctuary coordinator.
Say that 5 times fast.
So what's your job here?
I coordinate with the sanctuary. I take care of the cats. I take notes on who needs what medical treatment, and get together with Dacia or Dr. Allen and Alexandria and decide who needs to be treated first and what we can do right away. And it's my responsibility to make sure that there's cat food and cat litter in the sanctuary when we need it. And I'm the go-between between the sanctuary cleaners and Alexandria.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're here every day.
And I clean.
Yeah. Are you here every day?
I am here at least 6 days a week.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
So,
kitties. So do you have a favorite?
I can't say that I have a favorite, but I love them all. And I know them all by name most of the time.
And how many have we got in here now?
31.
31. Okay. Hey, buddies.
And 2 at my house. And I'm not sure how many Alexandria has at her house right now, but I think we have 63 cats altogether.
63. Okay.
Yes.
Is there a particular kind of cat that people tend to go for?
Babies. Everybody wants a baby.
Everyone wants kittens.
But we don't adopt out kittens that under 8 weeks of age. And generally we like to wait until they're at least old enough or large enough to be spay or neutered before we adopt them out.
Which is different here too, because I know in the States they do it at 2 pounds or 2 months,
right?
Whereas here they do not.
They don't.
Despite my best efforts.
Not just yours.
because people want kittens, and
yes,
the older they get, the less adoptable they are, unfortunately.
And I have 2 at my house that are 3 months old, and they're almost too old for people that want kittens.
Yeah.
Even though they're still actually kittens.
But the kitten stage is so short. You know, you're talking like a couple of weeks, maybe a month, and then
it's they're teenagers.
But then you're going to be like this, sweetie. Oops. So what's the average age in here? I mean, I know Clyde's full grown.
We have a lot of guys that are in here that are between 9 and 18 months. Like these guys here. And then we have some older cats like Clyde and Miss Susie over here, and Fozzie and Toothless.
Clyde over here. Clyde likes to sit there by the window, doesn't he?
Yes,
by the door.
His favorite
He's
spot.
The greeter.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But Max came back, and Max is kind of a bully, so pecking order.
Yeah. So these are the litter boxes, not glamorous, but this is a big part of taking care of the sanctuary is cleaning these. And Dawn is camera shy. She's not here right now. But
nope, Peggy's not here either.
And Peggy, I didn't figure they'd want to be filmed. So
they are the backbone of
the
sanctuary, Dawn and Peggy.
Yeah, put in a recommendation for that.
Yeah,
shout out.
Peggy Cohn and Dawn Wilson.
I love the bright colors in here. What was the purpose of that?
Well, it was kind of drab. It was just wood and concrete. And decided we kind of want to make it festive. And so it is.
It is.
And we're in Mexico. And,
it's very
things
Mexican.
don't need to be boring here.
Yes.
Color is a big part of life.
Very pretty. They all look so comfortable.
Yes.
So I wanted to introduce you to Peanut, and this is one of Alex's rescue cats. She got Peanut as a day-old kitten that somebody had dropped in the middle of the road. And Peanut is very frisky, and I fostered Peanut, and I am what they call a foster fail because I did end up adopting her, and she's just been a delight. The cats that Alex raises are so well socialized. They are really just part of the family, and they're just wonderful cats. So if you would be interested in adopting any of the Soft Paws cats, and all the ones that you saw in the shelter and most of the ones at her house are available for adoption. if you are interested in adopting a cat or a kitten, I will leave her information down below this video. And also check out their Facebook page. You might want to join them so that you can see the latest news. And as you heard, they are always desperately in need of donations. It takes a lot of money to run a sanctuary like that, and it's a constant need. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I know there's a lot of places to donate your money and a lot of people with their hands out, but if you love cats, this is really the place to donate your money. And if you come to Loreto, please stop by and visit the shelter. You can contact Alex or Michelle in the information, and they'll be happy to meet you there and set up a meet and greet with the kitties. It really is relaxing to sit in there with them in the afternoon. They're very mellow, but they love visitors. They're so friendly. So again, I hope you enjoyed this visit, and I hope you enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.